it's me, Mickey, back on Spotify. Sorry about the inconvenience and the lateness. I did upload this one previously, but for some reason, I don't know why it didn't upload, so I had to, redo it again. It failed, uploading. So here, we're gonna do this again. So, and also the late convenience, also because my grandmother isn't well, she's doing better now, but she should be out of the hospital, hopefully, by tomorrow, I'm hoping. But yeah, so far, so good. So this episode is going to be about hopes and dreams, and my dream is to become a singer, rap artist, and dancer, and actress, but actress, same thing. But anyway, yeah, that's today's episode, and that's my hopes and dreams that I would love to do, and I hopefully fulfill them, and I know it will. It just, it takes time, plus dedication. You can't just, slack off and, hope for it to happen, or, pretty much, you can't just, think it's gonna happen for you, without doing anything. You gotta put in the hard work into make yourself become the dream you want to become. You want to become a singer, you gotta work for it, you gotta practice your notes, you gotta practice singing, you gotta practice vocalizing, you just gotta practice. Same thing with rap, and same thing with acting, and same thing for anything that you want to do. It's not gonna always be handed to you. You gotta get up and you gotta fight for it. You gotta, okay, I want this, I'm gonna work towards it, I want it, and I'm not gonna stop until I get what I want. And that's basically what I'm doing. I have other stuff that I'm doing, but also as well, I'm putting that on top of doing what my dream goal is for. So I know that I will get there sooner or later. And also from my hopes and dreams, I hope I get Boss and Nichole, on this podcast. I hopefully I can do an interview with them on this podcast. But I'm gonna hopefully figure that out, talk to their management and just be okay, how do I do this, or how do I do that? And probably if I got to interview them, I would do it on their time, not my time, because on my time I'm always busy in the morning, so at night it always works out at night, so I would do that, so it would work out for me. So I would so love to, and I hopefully that I can, get a chance to do it with Boss and Nichole, other artists I love, influencers, etc., so on. Also Fort and Pete, I would love to do it. I would love to do interviews with them, ask the fans to write into what they want to be asked by them. I'm gonna ask a little bit more questions than the fans, because I want to keep it going, keep it smooth rhythm, and I want the fans and I to be a part of it, a part of this interview, and hopefully I can. And also I can get them through the US, through the US podcast, so that people, I heard them on a podcast, I would like to check them out, see how they are, and please go check them out. They're fantastic actors, and they sing, and they're flawless, they're so amazing, and when they dance, it's so good, and they got some good charisma between each other, and they're very good friends, and I love seeing that, because when you act you're nice on screen, but behind the scenes you're not, that's when it's not believable. But since I can see that they are the same as they are on screen, I can say they're on and off screen, they're the same. They got good chemistry. They work hard, and they work towards, they are very dedicated to their fans, and, and I love and I adore that. And, those are the type of idols that I would love for my son and I to look up to. Those are the types, and none of these other ones that are just too much fame gone to their heads, and they're oh, this doesn't matter to me, fame is more important, and the snobby ones, when they want to take pictures and they're oh, don't touch me, they act like you got a disease or something. It's okay, sure, whatever, those aren't really doing their job well. But then when you see these other ones that are doing for the fans, being there for the fans, doing extra for the fans, making sure like previously, like example, like a fan could be so mad at them and they will still treat them so nice. Like, I understand that, you know, they just don't want to lose a fan or whatever, but the thing is, like, that's not a fan. That's not a fan. A fan's gonna be there, and they're gonna treat you like royalty, and, you know, gonna be there for you. Not like, oh, you know, you do what I say. Like, this is their life, not yours, and they, you know, obviously went through training. So why would they need your approval or your say-so for anything, you know? And, like, they obviously know what they're doing in their job. Okay, maybe, you know, like, I've heard celebrities say, like, okay, this, I didn't feel like I did my best, but next time I'm gonna do better. But, like, in my ears, in my eyes, I could see that, you know, they did so well. But coming from, I understand what they're coming from, because, like, for me, when I'm, like, practicing, getting ready to, like, try to audition for, you know, companies I want, and I understand the pain. Like, you think, like, oh, that's okay, but I could have done better, but other people see it different, you know, and I see that so much. Like, even I do the same thing, so that's why I can relate and understand. But yeah, I am working towards my goal and my hopes and dreams. Like, I'm working towards it, and it's almost there, but, you know, it's gonna be hard, you know, you can't get it easy. Like I said before, you can't get it handed to you. It's gonna happen when it happens, you know. And, like, for crying out loud, you could be walking down the street and they could be like, you know what, we want you, come here, you know, this is this casting agent, blah blah blah, here's our number, here's our card, you know, come, we would like you to be a part of blah blah blah, you know, singing or acting or rapping, whichever, you know. And you just gotta be sure of who you talk to, because, like, there's a lot of scams, a lot of fakes. Also, getting into the industry, you know, with that whole cult thing, you gotta be careful how you get into things, and you gotta make sure you get into the right type of industry, because, like, also they can give you, like, drugs and stuff, you know. I've seen that happen to, like, you know, Britney, etc., so on and so on, you know. And you just gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of those things. Like, you just don't want it to, you know, you just gotta be careful of how you get into the industry. Make sure you get the right person, you know, right time, right person. You know, and that's the reason why also it's taking harder for me, because I want to make sure that I'm choosing the correct people and making sure that they're real, not scammers. Also making sure that I'm not going in a cult or getting them not giving me, like, drugs or whatever, you know. So you gotta be careful, because I've seen this so much with a lot of celebrities. Like, no, you gotta make sure you get into the right ones, you know. And it's gonna be a bit, like, also, like, I am hopes and dreams. Okay, don't get me wrong, I do want to go into Hollywood, but here's the thing, I want to try for other countries' industries first before I go into the industry here. I just want to try, and then if I can't, I can just be like, hey, at least I tried, I gave it my all, you know, and I'll go into Hollywood here. But I want to try for other countries first, and the only other countries I will try for their industry, obviously Korea, and the other one is Thailand, and the other one is Japan, and that's it. And then if I don't get into any of those, I will go over here in America. But in my heart, in my brain, and my willpower, I already feel like I will make it into one of them. So if I do, or if I get into, like, the industries, other countries, or here, I will ask them if I could keep this podcast. If not, I don't know. But I'll try to keep this podcast, because I would really love to keep this, because, like, it's given me so much, you know. I'm grateful for it, so happy I can be a part of Spotify podcast, you know. I'm so happy that I could just sit here, ramble about what I love, and etc. And then now I'm just waiting on people to email me to, like, tell me, oh, this is, like, questions, you know, I would like you to answer some questions and give us your opinions or advice, you know, so on and so on, you know, on Nichole Ebert 22@gmail.com. So it's Nichole Ebert 22@gmail.com. And no uppercase, it's all lowercase. And no space in between Nichole and Ebert. So it's together. So please, I would like, if you want my advice, or you want the questionnaires, you know, like, for my opinion, or just, like, anything you could think of that I can, like, answer on here, or you can give me like maybe like your story, but you don't want your name, out there, and I can just say your story, tell your story, and and others can hear. But I can always disguise like your name or whatever, because like I love doing podcasts, but I also really love is to connect with my audience. I really love to connect with y'all, and complete like your tasks, like things that you want me to do, stuff like that, just so like you keep coming back to me. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you and everyone that's listening, and hopefully you will become more fans than me. And I love you guys so much. So I really hope that y'all, like the content so far that I'm putting out there. And like every single day that I'm like trying to think, okay, like what can I do for this podcast, or what would be a cool title or a thing, snippet, or that I want to, capture, or whatever, cases, I would like to do that. And so I do, you get what I mean. I don't know. Oh my god, this rambling's really got my head like, and yeah, so far, like, I'm gonna work towards where I want to be and what job I want to do. And I've been this determined ever since I was little, so I'm gonna make sure that I get into something I adore and love to do. And also, you don't want to get in a job that you just don't like. You don't want to get in a job and be like, oh, I have to do this because it has good money, don't really like to do it. Do a job that you're gonna adore and love, and you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm so grateful every time I go to work, and I'm so happy to enter that door every day. And because like if you get a job that you don't like, you're gonna wake up every day and be like, I don't want to, like, you're gonna procrastinate, like, I don't want to get up, like, I'd rather sleep all day, and that's how, like, I guess, like, what I suffer from. But yeah, so get a job that you're gonna adore and not like hate, because like, been there. Already been there and still there. So hopefully I can get a job that I want and not something I like just don't care for, because like obviously like this is not the way to go. You're gonna want a job that you're like so proud to tell like everybody of the universe about. You want that type of job. You don't want like a lame ass job, just like, I'm sorry for the cursing, but you just want a lame job for like, oh, I'm here because just for the money. No, you want to go there because you love it. Like, yeah, money is good and all, but it does not buy you happiness, okay? Like, yes, it pays your bills, but it does not buy you happiness. So, do a job that, pleases you, like a job like, I want to go for acting, singing, and rapping, etc., So, I'm doing my dream. So, do a job, and nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. If you put your head to it and you're determined, you can